You're listening to the Roundin Third Baseball Podcast, presented by Beyond the Monster.
What adjustments did you make? I saw, you put up some impressive numbers during your first minor league year. What adjustments did you have to make, going from college to that first year in the minors?
Nothing too drastic. I think it's just maturing as a baseball player. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I know that the biggest thing is with walks and everything. I think it's the same as, I want to say my walk rate was about the same as in college, which might not sound like it's an improvement, but going from walking hitters in D2 to the minors in baseball is going to be an improvement if it's the same. So that was a win there. But definitely still improving that kind of mentally, just knowing how you need to attack hitters. Don't shy away from contact. But I wouldn't say I did anything too drastically different. I was just, in a better headspace. Just try to stay in a better headspace the whole time. Didn't shy away from hard contact. And that was really it pretty much.
Yeah. Was there anything that you learned in college that you were able to take that helped a lot in that first year?
Yeah, don't let your highs be too high and don't let your lows be too low. You want to kind of ride that fine line, there's a lot of ups and downs in this game. It's a very, very difficult game. So you kind of just want to kind of like stay even keeled and, just go on about your business, control what you can control and everything else will take care of itself, which is actually kind of crazy. I tweeted that out like 3 days or 2 days before I got drafted. And it was just came to me. I was just like, I was trying to do too much or whatever, just had a lot on my mind. And I was like, you know what, let me just control what I can control and everything else will take care of itself. And then a couple of days later, I'm here in Florida.
Yeah. And I saw you got some save opportunities while you were in college. Do you like starting more as opposed to relieving it? Do you kind of miss being in that high intense situation?
Don't really matter to me. It was kind of, it was kind of just what the team needed at the time. Our Friday guy ended up, I don't know if he tore his UCL. He ended up needing surgery or something on his elbow. So we needed a Friday night guy and they asked me to do it and I was glad to do it. So, they knew I could start. They knew I could relieve. I was pretty much just a guy they knew that they can just throw out there and I could get them some innings.
Did you have a walk-up song when you were in those situations?
Yeah, I did. Dreams and Nightmare by Meek Mill was my walkout song. So that was it my junior year. Can't really remember what it was my freshman and sophomore year.
I always like asking how that grew up in Boston, watching Papelbon come out. And I always love kind of seeing how closers, pick those walk-up songs compared to their personalities too.
Oh, I was born in Massachusetts too.
So you were a Red Sox guy growing up?
Yep, huge Red Sox guy growing up.
Who are your favorite players to watch?
David Ortiz. That's a pretty easy question. That was my guy growing up. So, it's pretty cool. He obviously started his career here as well in Minnesota. So it's pretty cool.
You kind of alluded to this, but you were in kind of one of the bigger deals this offseason, at least from the Mariners and Twins views. What was it like and how did you kind of get the call that you were included in the deal for Polanco?
Oh man, I was golfing. Me and a couple of my buddies we're actually on hole 18 and hitting our approach shots. And my phone was in the cart ringing and I didn't hear it. My cart partner did. And he was like, "Hey, Debo, like your phone's ringing." And I was like, "All right." And I looked at it. I didn't have his number saved because you just don't talk to the GM if you're a minor league player. You don't. But he had the caller ID on and it said McKay. And knowing that Andy McKay is their assistant GM, I was like, I definitely just got traded. And he just kind of like, he's just like, "Dude, just answer the call. Like you didn't get traded." So I answered. He goes, "Hey, Darren, this is Andy McKay with the Seattle Mariners." I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He said, "Good, good, good." I was like, I kind of just got straight to it. I was just like, where are you sending me? He was like, he kind of chuckled and he was just like, we're sending you to Minnesota in the Polanco trade. So then it was like, he just kind of like wished me the best of luck and talked to me for another 3 or 4 minutes, thanked me for everything and stuff. And then Yeah, that was pretty much it.
What would you say to, fans who don't, look at the Mariners farm system closely if you were asked to kind of describe your game to Twins fans?
I never had this question before. Describe my game. It's gonna keep getting better. I can tell you that. I don't know if a lot of people know I'm kind of a late bloomer. I'm actually about to be 23 tomorrow. My body thinks I'm 12. So I'm 180 pounds soaking wet. So I'm just gonna continue to get better. I work hard and I think I'm a pretty exciting prospect to have in any organization just because the ceiling can be really high. So just know that it might take some time, but I'm going to go off. I don't know when, might be this year, but there's going to be definitely some good times coming up.
Yeah, remember just from watching highlights and being a Sox guy in a system that isn't the deepest per se when it comes to pitching. I bet the Sox would love to have a guy like you kind of in those lower levels too. Also, what would you say kind of if you could pick out one strength of your game, what would you say would be your biggest strength that you bring to the table?
Um, I like competing. I want to be out there. I want the ball. And I want to face your best guy. Let's see if he is your best guy. I think that's the thing for me is I like competing.
What would be your favorite baseball memory, whether it's from college or your first year in the minors?
Oh, my favorite. Oh, man. Favorite memory. All right, I got a couple. Me and our Friday night guy my junior year, we combined for a no-hitter on opening day in college. That was pretty cool. And then winning a title with Low A Modesto last year, which doesn't really sound too impressive, but when you're grinding for 142 games with your guys and stuff, and you're able to pull off a 16-game win streak after being down 9 games with a month left of the season, to come back and make the playoffs and then sweep the playoffs, it was pretty cool and a lot of fun. So those would probably be my two favorite memories, obviously, besides getting drafted.
What are some of your favorite stadiums that you've played at in the minors and in college as well?
Didn't really play in too many stadiums in college, just being a D2 guy. The minors, I like playing at Fresno. The Grizzlies ballpark is, I think it's like an older AAA ballpark. That was probably one of the nicer ones. Rancho has a really nice ballpark as well. And I'll give some love to old the Modesto Nuts ballpark out there in Modesto, California, with it being 397 in left center field. There was a lot of balls that should have been home runs that I got some outs on out there. So not gonna leave them out.
You said it's not too bad. And also, have you been able to talk to a lot of people with the Twins so far this week? I know it's just been a couple days, but
Yeah, I've got so many numbers on my phone that I've been trying to save, and just meeting everybody here. They got a lot of pitchers here for camp, a lot of coaches here, and it's like I'm still waking up every day, and it's like, oh man, I'm with the Twins now, so it's still just kind of like processing everything. So I haven't been the best with names. I really got to buckle down with that. But I've had a couple meetings with them, kind of learning what to expect with them with how they like to do things. Just kind of learning the TC way, and really just trying to get after it. I throw my first pin here tomorrow, so just really starting to get after it down here.
how exciting is it to join an organization like that? They've had the success they've had in the Central. They're a little more active in free agency, signing Carlos Correa a couple years ago. What's it like to just kind of now be, part of that organization?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think both organizations that I've been with have been really good on the pitching side. If you look at what both orgs have done, with the trade when they sent away Arise, and they got Lopez back. I mean, he went off. Sonny Gray went off. So you just look at the guys they have. Was it Joe Ryan? Went off. So you just look at those guys and you're like, well, man, they get here and they hit a different gear. So that's very exciting. But the same thing with Seattle. Seattle has a nice young pitching staff as well. So I think there's a little bit less of a logjam here. So it's maybe a little easier to rise here. But at the end of the day, you just got to go out there. You got to do what you can do, control what you can control, and wherever you end up, you end up.
Yeah. So I have a couple of kind of curveballs or they're kind of baseball questions too. But if you're, if you're at the ballpark and you could pick any ballpark food to have, what's your go-to? What are you picking?
Nachos. Give me some
Nachos?
nachos, some cheese, some jalapenos. Put some chili on there. Yeah, it's easy.
That sounds pretty good. When you went to Fenway growing up, were you like a Fenway Franks guy, or did you go crazy with with options they have there?
Man, I went to Fenway one time because I wasn't raised in Massachusetts. So I got to go one time in 2013. And man, I could probably tell you just about anything of that game. Johnny Gomes hit a walk-off home run. So I mean, it was a really cool game. And I don't really remember the food options there. I was 12, so I don't really remember the food options there. But yeah, I only got to go one time.
Then my other one, if you weren't a baseball player, what else, what some other things that you do when you're not on the field?
Oh, golf. Love to golf. I haven't been golfing out here yet. Gotta find me some golf courses. It is nice out though. So I definitely gotta find me some golf courses around here. And then I might hop on the game or something with the boys, play some Warzone. They'll try to get me on Fortnite or something, but I'm not too big on that. But yeah, I'll play the game a little bit. And then just talk to family, watch some TV, relax. So I don't do too much, but you'll find me on a golf course for sure.